Hello and welcome to another podcast of Trending Topics with BB. Yes. Today's podcast is brought to you by Audible.com. Get a free audiobook download and a 30-day free trial at www.audibletrial.com/trendingtopicswithbb. There's over 150,000 titles to choose from for your iPhone, Android, Kindle, or MP3 player. Now, let's move on and get to what this generally is. Whether you watched it or not, I'm either you were living under a rock or you just hate pop culture. Maybe you weren't aware that this past weekend there was, well, not this past weekend. Or was there? It was this past weekend. Excuse me. Getting a little crazy in my time. But the Grammys, and turned out to be interesting. I kind of stopped watching the Grammys a couple years ago, but it's kind of funny because since the onslaught of social media and everybody's commentary online, you kind of are watching even if you aren't watching. So that's kind of another reason why I didn't watch, because there was other things that I wanted to pay attention to on that Sunday night. But let's just go down the list of winners, and as I do that, I will give my own little personal opinion and probably go along with maybe some of your thoughts on Grammys 2015. All right. Well, I'm really not going to go in any particular order here. Let's just do, heck. I'm going to go with Best Country Solo Performance. The nominees were Carrie Underwood, Hunter Hayes, Eric Church, Miranda Lambert, and Keith Urban. Went to Carrie Underwood. No surprise there. She's been tearing it up. And I'm not even a country fan. Best Alternative Music Album. The nominees were St. Vincent, Methylophobia, This Is All Yours, and Lazaretto and Reflecto. Now, St. Vincent is their title debut album. That was the winner. Methylophobia was for Cage the Elephant. This Is All Yours went to Alt J. Reflector went to Arcade Fire, and Lazaretto went to Jack White. I've heard a little bit of each, actually, and I don't really have a specific opinion on this one. Anyway, Best Dance Recording. Now, this is a category I can into because I'm totally into dance music. But anyway, Rather Be, Clean Bandit, Jess Glenay, Grace Chatto, and some more. That was the winner. But F For You, which is Disclosure and Mary J. Blige's collaboration, great. Faded is a great song by Zoo. I Got You, Duke Dermott, Jax Jones, Tommy Forrest. Never Say Never by Bassman Jax. All really quality top songs, but to be honest, I understand why Rather Be won, but F For You, I've kind of been a fan of that for a while. Best R&B Performance went to Beyonce and Jay-Z for Drunk in Love, but they were up against Chris Brown, Usher, Rick Ross, and Usher by himself for Good Kisser, New Flame. So I guess you could say that was the best one out of the nominees. Interesting category. Best Reggae Album. The nominees were Fly Rasta by Ziggy Marley, Amid the Noise and Haste by Soha, Sean Paul Full Frequency, Back on the Controls by Lee Scratch Perry, The Reggae Power by Sly, Robbie, and Spicy Chocolate, and the winner went to Ziggy Marley for Fly Rasta. Not surprised on that one, although I love me some Sean Paul. Now, Best Music Video went to The Golden Age. Okay. Let's move on from that. Best Rap Performance. Many people are actually saying that there was, well, many people. By many people, I mean many popular people. Jay-Z, Kanye West, and some others have criticized the Grammys for not showing enough rap, and hip-hop awards. But Best Rap Performance went to Kendrick Lamar for I. The other nominees were Eminem for Rap God, Donald Glover for V3005, Drake, and Lecrae. Kendrick Lamar has kind of been on a roll for a while. Best Rap Song, again, went to Kendrick Lamar and Rakim. It was up against Kanye West, John Legend, and Charlie Wilson. Drake and Wiz Khalifa and others. Best country song went to Glenn Campbell and Julian Raymond, I'm Not Gonna Miss You. But it was up against Jeffrey Steele, Jaron Johnston, Tom Douglas, Meanwhile Back in Mamas, that's the name of the song. American Kids by Shane McNally, Rodney Clausen, Luke Lard. Give Me Back My Hometown by Eric Church, Luke Lard. And Automatic by Miranda Lambert, Natalie Himbley, and Nicole Gallion. I'm not a big country fan, so I really don't have a specific opinion on that. But I've heard of Glenn Campbell, and well, I'm glad he won. Best pop solo performance went to Happy for Pharrell. Not surprised. I'm glad it beat out Shake It Off because I am not a Taylor Swift fan. All of Me Live, though. All John Legend, great song. Stay With Me by Sam Smith, another great song. And Sia's Chandelier, another great nominee. But I can understand why I went to Happy. Best Urban Contemporary Album. The winner was Girl, Girl, by Pharrell Williams. Not surprised, even though there was Sail Out by Jhené Aiko, Beyonce, Male Is, and X by Chris Brown. To be honest, out of those categories, I agree with the winner. I liked Girl by Pharrell Williams. I think he's a great producer. But anyway, best rock song. Ain't It Fun, Paramore, Hayley Williams, and Taylor York. It is a nice upbeat rock song, so I can understand why it won. Give Me Something Good by Ryan Adams and Fever by the Black Keys, Danger Mouse, and others were the other fellow nominees in that category. Best rap album went to the Marshall Mathers LP 2 by Eminem, which was well deserved. That's a great album. And side note, if you also pay attention to the Love of Music Project, my music blog, there, if you go a few posts back, there are some album comparisons as well as reviews, and the Marshall Mathers LP was mentioned. But anyway, the fellow nominees, Nobody's Smiling by Common, Black Hollywood by Wiz Khalifa, Oxymoron by Schoolboy Q, the new classic by Iggy Azalea. So again, the well-deserved winner in that category. The best country album, the nominees were Platinum by Miranda Lambert, Riser by Dierks Bentley, The Outsiders by Eric Church, 12 Stories by Brandy Clark, The Way I'm Living by Leanne Womack, and of course the winner on this is Miranda Lambert. She's kind of been cleaning up. Not surprised, she's married to Blake Shelton. It's a whole nother conversation in itself. Best rock album. Now, this is where we get interesting, and there's been some controversy. Best rock album went to Beck for The Morning Phase, and it was up against Songs of Innocence by U2, Turn Blue by the Black Keys, Hypnotic Eye by Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, and Ryan Album's self-titled debut. Now, Beck has been around since, really popular since the mid-90s, I would have to say. And he may not have released music himself. He has been a prolific songwriter as well as producer for many artists over the years. Now, I'm down with Beck winning Best Rock Album. The Songs of Innocence thing, not that it was a bad album by U2, but this is the album that everybody automatically got if you are a iOS, or in other words, Apple user. So, not surprised there. But the reason I say controversy, because, well, we'll get to that in a minute. Let's talk about Best Pop Vocal Album. Now, it went to Sam Smith for In the Lonely Hour, which is a great album, and if you haven't picked it up, or at least streamed it on Spotify, iHeartRadio, whatever, it's great. I like X by Ed Sheeran as well. My Everything by Ariana Grande, Bangers by Miley Cyrus, and Ghost Stories by Coldplay is another great album. But it's Sam Smith. His vocals kill. And by kill, I mean they're amazing. So, congrats to Sam Smith for winning Best Pop Vocal Album. And then, of course, that leads to his another win for Song of the Year for Stay With Me, which is a great song, which beat out Shake It Off by Taylor Swift, Take Me to Church by Hozier, which is actually a really good song. I'm so over All About That Bass by Meghan Trainor at this point. It's so overplayed and, well, repetitive. And Chandelier by Sia. So that's, I'm glad. Another congrats for Sam Smith. Best New Artist went to Sam Smith. I would agree. Even though Bastille was up there, Haim, Brandy Clark, and Iggy Azalea, I go with Sam Smith. And to round out the number 4 for Record of the Year, Stay With Me for Sam Smith. I'm down with that. Because, again, it's up against Shake It Off by Taylor Swift, Chandelier by Sia, All About That Bass by Meghan Trainor, and Fancy by Iggy Azalea and Charlie XCX. So, all of which were overplayed, but Stay With Me is an actual good song. So, well, that is my opinion. If this is anything against you, feel free to sound off in comments. Hit me up on my social sites. And Album of the Year went to Beck from Morning Phase. Now, this is the controversy I was talking about. That guy, Kanye West, I say that because, whatever, faked out a whole thing because he's so into Beyonce winning. He wanted Beyonce to win in this category. Go Beck for Album of the Year, beating Ed Sheeran in The Lonely Hour, Girl, and Beyonce. I've had conversations with many friends about this. I don't understand Kanye West's obsession with Beyonce. I'm not the biggest Beyonce fan. Personally, Beyonce was better in Destiny's Child, but that's my personal opinion. So yes. All right, and I also like to take this time to remind you, for you, the listeners of Trending Topics with BB, this podcast, Audible is offering a free audiobook download with a free 30-day trial to give you the opportunity to check out their service. And since I really need to go see this movie, American Sniper, I totally recommend downloading the book American Sniper for your free audiobook. And you can do this on your own. So in order to, download your free audiobook today, go to audibletrial.com/trendingtopicswithbb. Again, that's audibletrial.com/trendingtopicswithbb for your free audiobook. Alrighty, so we've gone over the winners and the nominees for Grammys, and it was quite a night. Let's face it, everybody's commentary, I guess it just depends on your personal opinions about music over, one of my things is the performances are interesting. Let's just put it there. There's all these collaborations in terms of performances, like Annie Lennox and Hozier was the big one this year. I ain't hating. That was a good thing, because, but it's just kind of funny how over the years they're trying to put artists with each other. I don't know, I guess for more exposure for both of them. I personally loved Madonna's performance, whether she was lip-syncing or not. There's only a few artists that ain't really lip-syncing, and unless you're one of my favorite bands of the moment right now, which is an a cappella group called Straight No Chaser, which they make music completely from vocals, a cappella, or Pentatonics, if you've heard them. Performances on a big award show, they're not as shocking, pretty predictable nowadays. I would highly recommend just Googling performances from this year's ceremony to get your own flavor and taste if you haven't already seen them. So, that was your Grammys wrap-up for Trending Topics with BB. I'd like to thank you for tuning in and to continuing to tune in. You know where to download this. And if you haven't had the chance, please go to our page in the podcast section of iTunes. Give us a little review. Hopefully it's a positive review, and tell your friends about this little podcast that I do. And have a wonderful Valentine's Day and President's Day weekend, because this is being recorded before then. If that's not the time you're listening to it, just enjoy the rest, and I will talk to you next time on Trending Topics with BB. Bye-bye.